Right, everybody, welcome into the Desert Vibe. We have a great show in store today. Joining us is going to be Nancy Elliott. You see her down in the corner there. But let us introduce ourselves. I'm Glenn Gardner.
I'm Walt Richardson.
I'm Jamie Ray.
And as
And
I
I'm
mentioned,
Nancy Elliott.
there you go, right there.
There
Nancy.
you go, Nancy in the house.
It's good to have you on, Nancy. We're going to get to our usual recap of all the events that are happening across Arizona and across the valley here right after we finish up with Nancy. But I'm familiar with Nancy's work because I've had the pleasure of mixing several of her sets on various stages across the valley. I don't know if the last time was it with the songwriters or it might have been at Levine. I can't remember, but I know that I've had the pleasure of hearing you from either the side or out front of the stage, and uh, you not only you're one of these multifaceted people as far as entertainment goes, in that you've done a lot in music. You've got a new book that's out there, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. And I think you're also a clothing designer. Is that all?
Yes, I do some designing. I mostly sew, but yes, I do some designing. You come up with the idea, I put it on paper, and then I put it on fabric. Yeah.
Wow.
So, how do you find time for all this stuff? I know that we're all kind of stretched sometimes in many different directions, and music can certainly be a very dominating master as far as practice and writing and recording and all this stuff. And then you've got writing as in book, and then designing clothes, and then there's probably like paying bills and putting gas in the car and getting groceries and all that stuff. How do you delegate your priorities within all these cool things you do?
You really have to mind your schedule and uh, try not to be rude when you tell people, no, you can't come over right now, or I can't talk on the phone. Not but even scheduling, responding to phone calls, even as much as text messages can. They, I look at them in the morning. I look at email in the morning, and again at night. Rarely in the middle of the day, And it's not about being rude. It's about because then you step away from what you're doing, and then you step farther away and farther away. So if I if I just say, okay, I'm only going to get on social media, check email, blah blah blah, in the morning and maybe in the evening and rarely in the afternoon, that it's amazing how much time opens up. You might find yourself standing in the middle of the room saying, hmm, I actually have a minute.
Wish I could be that disciplined.
Well, I found that if I am not, then I get behind, and although in not a previous life, but earlier in my life, I was a police communications dispatcher, so I know what busy is, and I don't like being that busy. So I try to delegate everything out. Yeah.
I, I was gonna jump in and say you're one of those rare musicians that actually manages time. That's a book. That's a book right there
Yeah,
on
it
its
is.
own. There, Nance. We can get together and I can give you a few chapters, few ideas for a few chapters right there. You know.
that
But
that works great. Yeah.
but when you said police dispatch, I go, okay. Now I come from a military background, so that sealed it up, and that actually I think is something that makes a difference between successful and unsuccessful musicians, artists, is the that discipline that you do get in military training, and you can apply it to whatever
Hmm.
business or creative idea you have going on, and it works from there. But I'm going
Hmm.
to jump on here and ask you some questions that I think that I like to know about you, and
Hmm.
maybe some of the people out here listening. Where are you from, and if it's not Arizona, how did you end up in Arizona?
Oh, great question. I'm originally from Ohio,
Okay.
born in Airborne on one side of Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, but
Okay.
raised in Beaver Creek on the other side of the base. The base obviously being sort of like the center point of the Miami Valley there in Ohio. Uh, where I was raised in Beaver Creek, it was just a township at the time, and we didn't get our first um, like Whataburger or whatever it was, Burger King, I think it was, until 1977, the year I
Whoa.
graduated high school. Everything else was mom and pop, and no sidewalks. You rode your bicycle in the middle of the road, and we could get a crew of kids. We were like somewhere between 7 and 10 years old. We could ride our bike 10, 12 miles from
Wow.
from home. Sometimes we had to call the mom of the kid that had the station wagon because we'd overdone it, and we needed a ride home. But getting out of high school, and I just started writing a story about that. So it's a good question. My first sort of job when I left home was I went down to the Ozark Mountains and worked for a group that owned a blueberry farm there that was part of the Montessori schools at the time. And the kids would come from the cities and come out to the farm. Of course, we had cows and chickens and horses and blueberries, obviously, huge gardens. We were way up in the Pettigene range of the Ozarks. And so these kids would come and sleep in the barn, for fun, learn how to make real homemade root beer and bread and stuff like that. And from there, while I was there, my older sister called, and her and her husband were stationed in California. He was in the Marine Corps. And she goes, I just know he's going to be in the field when this baby comes. Will you come and stay with me? So I went to California, and from there ended up working for California State Park System.
Mm, wow.
But as I was driving to California, I tell people it was truly the hand of God I didn't cause a wreck as I was driving through Arizona, because I was constantly pulling over, looking in the mirror, turning around, looking behind me while I'm driving. I just said, okay, I'm coming back here. And I didn't get back there till 1990, but here I am after all
That's
that time.
that's so cool. A lot of people don't realize that. I always feel like people are called to Arizona. Um,
Yes.
you don't just put it as a destination unless you're coming to visit somebody who's already here. And but I don't think anybody thinks of Arizona as a, well, let's put it this way. Maybe more people do now, but there was a time when Arizona was still the wild, wild west in a lot of people's minds, and what's
Hmm.
there. I think the only other place that has maintained that same kind of status to this day is New Mexico. I'm joking. That's a joke. New Mexico.
Probably. But you're probably right. You're probably right. I mean,
Yeah. So,
just driving out through like the San Augustine Plain up there,
mm,
on the north end,
yeah,
250 across.
yeah.
Yeah, that's where you see like the Big High and Lonesome.
hmm
Yeah.
you have a picture on your website of you holding a guitar in the desert. And I
Hmm.
have a question. What kind of guitar is it? And is it your favorite? Or if you do have a favorite, what kind of guitar do you gravitate to? And then one more musician question. How many guitars do you have?
Yeah, I have to think about that last question before I answer it. Um, let's see. One, two, three, four, five. I have one that a friend is working. Six. I have
Six.
six guitars. Yes.
Do you
Uh,
remember the one on the website there?
the one on the website is a Washburn Spalt Maple,
Okay.
and it's a beautiful little guitar. You generally in the past you didn't see them this side of the Mississippi River,
Mm-hmm.
but I happened to get that one in Lafayette, Louisiana, at a place called CNS Music and Propane. I I couldn't resist the name of the store, and I went in and bought a guitar.
Did you pick a T-shirt up from there too with the same name on
No,
it?
and
I'm
no, I
surprised.
didn't, but I
I'm
got a picture of the
surprised.
sign.
I'm surprised it
I
wasn't a deli too. You know.
exactly. I'll have to dig up the picture I took of the sign out front and send it to you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
I'd
that's
like to see that.
that's so cool. That's so cool. Jamie, you're itching over there. What you got to say? I know you're itching,
I
girl.
am, I am. I have questions. Hi, Nancy. Um,
Hi.
Listen, I have a few questions for you, but first, I want to know what is there a specific place in Arizona that fuels your songwriting more than anywhere else?
Oh gosh, I've covered so much ground out here as a park person, as
Mm-hmm.
um, and mentally, vicariously, I guess you could say, as a police dispatcher for Arizona Highway Patrol, working with the aviation unit. You know, you're vicariously in its canyons and the rivers, and you know, um, and the hoodoos. But I have to say, probably first and foremost is the blue that up on the Tonto, Mogollon Rim,
Okay.
northeast Arizona is where my book is set. Greer Alpine, uh, up in that area where you can get snowed on in June.
Yeah.
And probably second place is the Stronghold, the
Hmm.
Dragoons and the Coaches. Yeah.
Okay. And are there different times of day, like sunrise, sunset, or the night that affect your moods and give you different, thoughts or feelings about your music? Because Arizona has some
You know,
beautiful sunsets.
it certainly does, and I treasure each one of them that I get to see. You know, you greet each day with as the blessings that are coming, and I've always seen each sunset as painted just for me. God did it just for me.
Right?
And as your sunset looks completely different, but this one's just for me.
I like that.
But
That's
the
good.
plays of
That's good.
light, play of light, is very important to me. You'll see it a lot in my poetry. It comes out very strongly in the book, kind of unintentionally,
Mhm.
and even in my songs. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So if
there's one of
someone,
them.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
There's one of them called it's called the Stronghold,
Mm,
and it talks about the sun coming up and then the cloud shadows racing across the ground. And, yeah,
yeah. Yeah, I listened to that one. I listened to several of your songs, and I
oh, thank
have to
you.
tell you, Gypsy Heart was one of my favorites off the Tall Tree album. I really liked that one a lot.
Oh, thank you. That
Yeah,
was a fun one with all the instrumentation on it.
yeah. I
Yeah.
liked it a lot. It was really. I liked a lot of them, but that one was my favorite. So, if someone has never experienced the desert before here in Arizona, what would you want them to feel through your music? What do you think comes out the most from your songs and your poetry?
The places and the emotion in the places.
Mm,
Just the fact that um, I've had people tell me, well, one fella, for example, is an outfitter from back east and comes out regularly for the trade shows, like at the shooting range and the gun shows and stuff. And when he found my music, he emailed me and said, "Man, this is just when you're trying to tell people about Arizona, this is the music. Or just the desert Southwest. This you say, just listen to this." And so that was probably one of the greatest compliments that I've gotten.
mm,
Along the lines of what you're talking about.
yeah,
This describes it without telling you that it's mine and you can't have any. You know, I always try to, in my songs and my stories, I want to describe something to you, but I want you to paint it
yeah,
the way
yeah.
you see it and feel it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I have one more question and then I'm going to hand it over to Glenn because I know he's got
Okay.
some for you. But now you said you came from Ohio and you drove through Arizona is how you found Arizona. Were you drawn to that kind of climate and desert and southwesternness before you drove through here, or did you not even have like a clue about what Arizona was?
I don't think I had a clue. We traveled a lot when I was a kid. I'd
Hmm.
I'd probably been in every state except well that I recall, except maybe Arizona and New Mexico, if not or Hawaii or Alaska. But it just that feeling when I came through here, it felt like home. It
Oh,
felt like this is where I needed to be. And there's a one of my poems says I've been out here since I can remember, since time began. It seems, you
mm,
know, that I don't recall when I came here, you know, that the, for she's blended me in with her quartz and her sand, you know.
oh, yeah.
So there's there's that, like, this is where I am, you
Hmm.
know. I'll never say wild horses couldn't drag me out of here, but they
We
might
do we
drag
do
me, you
have we
know.
do have wild horses, so that's a possibility, you know.
And
Yeah,
jackalopes and
Yeah.
jackalopes.
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, there's one in my yard. But
Oh,
when uh when it's 100 and stupid outside, the wild horses might drag me, oh, you know, up to like the Black Hills or something where there's water.
right.
But
Yeah. It is
yeah.
a really different environment, no doubt about it. I was actually I have a workshop in my garage where I work on guitars and whatnot. And this morning, I hit the garage door because it'd be a nice morning to work. It was 70 or something like that. And the first thing I saw was two javelina, trotting across the driveway, a mama and a little one. And I have learned you don't mess with mama or the little one at all. So I just went about my guitar business, and the javelina, went about their business, whatever that was, and that's good. But you don't really, I mean, and I live in Phoenix, so it's not. Even the urban areas here are a very different kind of deal because where I grew up in Boston, there was no wildlife in effect. I mean, this is a much bigger city than that even, but you wouldn't see,
And,
anything other. You might see a rat,
Oh,
but
and call it a javelina.
right, a ratalina or something like that. I don't know, but
oh,
but but I wanted to find out a little bit about how the book happened for you.
Mm.
Nancy's got a new book out,
Yeah.
and it's based on one of her songs, and I do remember you playing that song. That was definitely Levine, and it's a really beautiful song. Did the idea kind of morph from the song, or did they come together, or did actually the idea for the book come first and then the song was born from that? Kind of how did this all coalesce?
well, the song started. Um, I met this woman about early 2000s. I met this woman.
Which
We
you
would
just
ride.
mentioned too, just before you say that the name of the song in the book is Autumn's on Its Way. So
Autumn's on
just
its way. Yeah, thank you. So I met Angie early 2000s, and we occasionally would ride horses together. And Angie was riding horses for a living out in Maricopa, and she was on her own. She was raising 5 boys by herself. I bet she wasn't 42 years old, and they ranged in age from not out of diapers to not out of high school. So she figured out that if she stayed home and trained horses on her place, she'd be there for the boys, every one of the boys, all the time, the different school buses and everything. So I would go and ride horses with her, just these young, I'm not a bronc rider, trust me, but just putting miles on them, and we'd put 5, 10 miles on a horse, come back, just in a nice big wide circle, come back, get another horse, do the same thing. And she would regale me with the adventures and misadventures of raising 5 boys on your own. And I just said, wow, what would that be like, about 1849? And I knew there was a lot of strong women back in the day that history didn't talk much about. So I just used Angie's story, really, and set it way back and wrote the song Autumn's on Its Way, which is the story of a couple that comes west. They're very young, and it's all crammed into this little story, this 3 verses and a chorus. They come west, they settle, they're doing well, they prove up, and it's the first child comes after the first couple of years, and then the boys come, and you know, and then the oldest child goes missing. The husband grieves himself to death. This is a quick overview of the song. And here's this woman. She's left with these other children, quite a number of holdings to take care of, and there she is. And she's not a damsel in distress by any means. But at one point in the song, this fella shows up at the ranch, and they develop a kinship. And so she asks him at the end of the song, would you stick around through the winter? And if there's love here in the springtime, there's nothing left to say. And that's the end of the song. And so right away, people would ask me, well, what did he say? And I would say, I don't know, it's 3 verses and a chorus. That's all you get.
That's a cliffhanger right there, boy.
I had never thought about it. It was just the end of the song.
So the
And
song
so,
came first, and there's the idea for
yes,
this basic outline of a story, but the story
yeah,
did not have uh, I guess, a conclusion. I got to ask you, without it being a spoiler, maybe, does
okay,
all that kind of get resolved through the pages of the book?
yes, yes. Once the CD was recorded, uh, we kicked it out, I think 2007 or 8, something like that, and had it at a Western music festival up there at Rawhide, Festival of the West, as a matter of fact. And one day after a performance, who steps out of the audience but Mr. Elmer Kelton, who was one of the greatest, he's gone now, but one of the greatest Western authors of all time. And he approached me and said, so what happens next? What does the soldier say? And I said, I don't know, Mr. Kelton. And he said, you need to go home and find out. And I said, yes, sir, Mr. Kelton. So that's what made me write the book, was one of my favorite Western authors of all time telling me that I needed to write the book. And, you know, I'd never thought about it in my life of writing a book. But yeah, the story gets fleshed out, the poem, the ruby handled knife. I might have done that one at Levine.
And hey,
That poem also gets fleshed out in the song.
before we hand this over to Walt here, I just want to find out too if folks are interested in finding the book. Is it in all the usual places like in print, Barnes and Noble or whatever, Amazon, digital, all that?
Yes, Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Goodreads. It's available on Kindle and Nook. You can, I know you can get it here in Arizona in the library, and through the some of the library districts have it, so you may not be at your branch, but you can order it into your branch.
Oh, nice.
And then you can also get it through my website at nancyelliottmusic.com. Signed copies through the
Okay.
website.
Well, that's really interesting.
You
Thank you.
know, in listening to the story of how you received the inspiration from the Western writer to say, "Hey, what's next?" I'm curious. Had you ever done any form of writing like poetry, any form of writing outside of songwriting, a book or an attempted? Is this the first book you've ever written?
This is the first book. Yes, I'm currently on part 2 because now there's more questions to be answered.
Okay.
But this is the first book. I actually started writing way back in elementary school.
Okay.
One of my early teachers gave the class a few minutes each day to write about whatever. And that just really um, kicked off my writing, as well as some of the other kids that I went to school with. Really wrote a lot of poetry
Hmm.
during our school years and still do. And then because it was a small community, we had the same teacher for 3 or 4 years afterwards in different classes, and she continued that, and
Yeah.
then to giving us that free time to write.
Yeah. So this is a natural part of your whole creative process is the writing is from early on. It's not like you just somebody said something, you went home and just wrote the book. I
Right, right. In fact, the song itself started out as 5 pages, front and back,
yeah,
Mm.
of the story, and then I
yeah,
had to go back and make it into a song.
right. So how long did it take you to write the book?
Oh my gosh. Well, I started writing right away because I had that,
Yeah.
finger
Mhm.
shook in my face. Um, But I got scared of it a few times and totally had no idea what I was doing. I'd throw it in the desk drawer for a year or two at a time.
Mm.
So I really didn't finish it to what I called finished until probably about 2018. So it's close to 8, 10 years for me
How,
to
how did how,
seriously working on it. Maybe about 5 years really working time.
and did you have coaches, rewrites kind of thing, editor? Did you have someone editing it with you or helping you with?
No, I did visit with a friend of mine about writing, and she gave me a book by Stephen King called On Writing Well.
Hmm.
And the first thing that he says in the book is don't go to school to learn how to write. Just put pen to paper and don't let anybody tell you how to write.
Yeah,
I
And
like that.
I
I
said,
like that guy.
that is a
I like that.
fabulous book because he also
yes,
I've
it is.
read it and he approaches it like you got to approach this as a job in effect,
Hmm.
and you need to have output and you need to be disciplined, at some level. And it sounds like you took that to heart.
Yeah.
Well, and wanting to
But
be original, yeah, too.
sorry, I'm sorry. You were going to say you were saying.
Wanting to be original. I'm a voracious reader, but there were at times where I put stuff away because of even some of my favorite authors, because it was like, gee, that sure sounds like a whole lot like something I read from you 3 years ago. And I didn't want to be told that my book had to be laid out a certain way. I did have an editor for a very short period of time, and she was very handy, a professional editor that I thought I was going to get a traditional publishing deal. And she was very good in that she kept reminding me this is not a song. You can embellish. So that was helpful, and I expanded my book from 187 pages to 206
Oh,
by
cool.
embellishing.
Right. That's great. So the other side of the question I have for you is your CD. Where did you record it?
Um, so Tall Tree and Bluebirds are my first solo CDs, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And Tall Tree was recorded in Tucson with Ismael Barajas at the helm
Okay.
at Mikasa Studios.
Okay. Cool.
And Bluebirds was recorded in Santa Fe with Bill Palmer at Torreon Studios in
Wow.
Santa Fe. Yeah.
What was your experience in both of those studios in terms of creativity? Did you like the product you ended up with, and what was the process like in those two environments?
Two completely different environments,
Mm.
two completely different intentions behind each album. When Ismael and Ted Ramirez, both wonderful, amazing musicians from Tucson, approached me asking me if I would record for Mikasa, I said, "Yeah, but I want hammered dulcimer." And 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 Ted says, "I know a guy." So it was like, okay. So Tall Tree ended up being exactly what I wanted it. I had Hammered Dulcimer in mind for 3 songs, and Walt Michael happened to be in town doing workshops down on the border. And we are in the studio 10 o'clock at night because that's when he got done. And he played amazing hammered dulcimer on 3 songs he'd never heard before, which we did that to a lot of the musicians because we wanted it straight from the hip. We wanted them feeling those emotions that were in the song and and playing the pictures that the song created in their head. So other than Stuart McDougall, who I perform with regularly when he's down here from Canada, and then Alvin Blaine, I've sat in with Alvin Blaine once or twice. Nobody else on the CD had heard any of the songs. But we ended up with hammered dulcimer, pan flute, Native American flute, Udu drum, and I believe it colored it out just how I wanted it.
Perfect. And how long did each one of those projects take?
Wow, Tall Tree took about a year and a half, and some of it was waiting for that person, just that person that we wanted to perform on the album to be available to do that. Bluebirds, totally different. Me and I'm playing my Baden, I'm playing that Washburn's Salted Maple. It's just me and my guitars. We did it in 2.5 days over at Torreon in Santa Fe with Bill Palmer. And then there was the mix. I just went in, I had songs I wanted basically archived, but well, and not just flattering them onto your phone voice recorder. And I said, let's just pick the best 1 out of 3. And that's what we did. So that's what you hear on the Bluebirds album.
Okay.
It's the best 1 out of 3 in the studio. No crazy changing stuff. Yeah.
And you have some more in your mind, in your heart, or ready to record, or are you going to do another recording anytime soon, or what can we look forward to?
Well, I'm doing one of those good old Texas fixing to get ready to commence to begin to prepare to think about starting
Oh yeah.
an album. So you're lining everything up. I have sent 2 song seeds to my friend Stuart McDougall in Canada because I have this fear of this song sounding an awful lot like that last song that I wrote. So I often farm out my lyrics to other people for that reason. And then I have a couple of songs I've done with Linda Bilkey that she has finished out quite nicely for me. Kitty Joe, and then another one called Apache Wind, which those will be on a new album. I can't tell you when that's going to be, though, because I'm in the middle of writing part 2 of Autumn's on Its Way.
That's awesome. So, what is your creative? You spoke a little bit about how you manage your day or manage your time, but walk us through, say, an ordinary day of waking up as you.
Okay. Well, my day starts somewhere between 4 and 6 a.m. I just get up when I get up, and I start out by, of course, plugging in the coffee pot. But my first action of the day is to exercise a little bit. It's a mobility program that I do because I'm 67 years old now. So relearning how to get up off the floor, no matter how you get down there, whether you do it on purpose or otherwise, you still need to be able to get up. But it's beyond that. It's kind of a warm up for the day. And my dog and I go outside as soon as we can see, play in the yard for a while. I come back in, I do a Bible study, and that goes anywhere from half hour to 45 minutes where I'm listening or I'm reading on a study and also writing. That's usually my first pen to paper of the day. Then it's from there to, if I have to be in the sewing shop, I put in 4 hours a day in the sewing shop. I put in at least 2 hours a day on my guitar. and then another 2 to 3, sometimes, hopefully 4 hours actually writing.
Wow.
And somewhere in there, you work in lunch and things like that. I do cook ahead so that it's a matter of I have, it's like in my refrigerator now, I have already cooked chicken and beef and blah, blah, blah. And then so it's just like this and this and this and in the microwave. And
You're
you're
very
eating right.
organized. You're very organized. I love
And
that.
she could run a seminar
Yeah.
and everybody sign up and they'll be boom, to boom, to boom, to boom, out of bed,
My
hit
kids,
the,
yeah.
Yeah.
And I am in bed reading usually by 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Wow.
have
Unless
you
I'm
ever,
playing music, someplace. Yeah, I'm with a book.
you
Yeah.
have children?
I have 2 daughters that are, well, my oldest will be 46 in April. And my youngest, that makes her 44. Yeah.
Okay. And are they in
And
the area?
grandkids.
And are they musicians too?
My oldest girl loves to sing. My youngest girl plays guitar and sings, not, usually out of the house
Mm.
kind of a thing. Um,
So,
but she could have those people that just her and give her 10 minutes and she can play it.
Oh,
cool.
She's one of those amazing minds. But my grandson
uh-oh.
um,
Here we go.
is playing, my oldest grandson, Roman. Yeah,
That already
he's
sounds
playing
like a
with me. He
musician.
started Roman Gutierrez. Yeah, and he's so handsome, and that's not just me being biased. I mean, it's like we go places and like I'm standing off to the side while all the old ladies are flirting with my grandson. Like, we need to go. You have school in the morning.
I
That's
love
beautiful.
that. I love
It's a
that.
lot of fun. Yeah, and he's
So
really getting to be a good guitar player. I'm really proud of him.
that's
Yeah.
good. Maybe you should have him play with you sometime. You mentioned that you go out and play, and we love to talk about what's live, loud, and local all over. So I want people to get out and hear you. I know you have a show Friday, March 20th. Today's the 19th, so that will be tomorrow. I don't know who's watching this and when they're watching it, but you do have a showcase, the Yellow Rose Showcase you have. Is that March
Yes,
20th?
yes,
And
and
then
Roman will be there. Yeah,
Oh, okay, great.
yeah.
And
You
then tell us about a little further out that people might have a better chance of seeing. April 11th, you're at the Tucson Folk Festival, is that right?
That's correct. This coming Tuesday, the 24th, I have a
Ooh.
house concert in Awatuki. If people
Oh,
are interested, they can reach out to me, or there's a poster on my social media and contact information on my calendar on the website. They can call and reserve their seat with Victoria Rodney. And then, of course, the folk festival coming up. And then I'd have to look at my calendar beyond that
yeah,
because it's a day by day thing.
yeah. I know I didn't want to go too far in advance, but as long as we can get people to know those dates and they can go to your website and and see where your schedule. I know you do have a calendar on there. I saw it, so
Yes,
that's
and I
good to know.
also do a newsletter called Desert Dispatches. I call it my irregular newsletter because like I don't think I've done one since January, but I tend to pack a lot of it, like what I know I have for the next few months. I put in there. There's always a story. Um,
Oh, cool,
Generally, always a story in there. The next one is going to be about my treehouse day. So
cool.
um, please
so
sign up for the newsletter. It's a lot of fun.
I have another activity for you and your grandson.
Okay.
If you're ever out in Tempe on a Wednesday, come over to the Tempe Center for the Arts open mic night. I host that. Would love to have both of you on stage performing.
That would be wonderful. I will tell him about that tomorrow. He did play the Arizona Folklore Preserve with me last
Okay,
February,
Okay.
and
cool.
um, that he really did a good job. He's older now and busy, and so like he doesn't always have time for grandma. So he
Right.
didn't play it with me this February when I was there.
Well,
But yeah,
if he has his schedule
good.
and runs his life any way that
Yeah.
grandma does, he is busy already. He's
Yeah.
got to schedule you in,
Right. Yeah.
That's
He's got to
right.
check his calendar.
right?
That's
Glenn
right.
has
Anyway,
He
open
does.
Glenn has open mic nights as well happening.
yeah. Yeah. Monday,
Yeah, but
Tuesday,
Glenn
whatever.
Glenn runs his year round. Walt takes a break, so you got to be careful when you show up to Walt's because he
Well,
might not be there.
we take summers off, so we're there at the TCA until the end of May, and then we start back up on the first Wednesday in September and go around the kind of like
Except
follow the
except
semester.
this year's summer is starting
Yeah,
now.
Yesterday.
it started yesterday.
Yeah. No kidding.
Yeah. So we're recording this on the 19th. Our first, for those watching, far flung, we had our first 100-degree day officially recorded yesterday, and that's the earliest in history of keeping records. So
Yeah.
anyway, who knows? But it's the desert and it gets hot here. Nancy, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. And if people really want to get the expanded story, I'm going to make sure that your website info is posted on screen here, and folks can access your website and learn about where you're playing and about the book and about the music and the poetry and everything else. And I think there was even a little bit about the clothing on there too. So you can catch all that. But thanks for taking the time this morning to join us here on the Desert Vibe. We really appreciate it, and I'm sure I'm going to run into you on some stage somewhere because
And
that's
I have
what we all do.
That's right. And I have to say that you are an exquisite sound person.
Well,
I
thank you,
I
thank
know
you.
when I walk up and
Woo!
Yeah,
it's
as opposed to the guy who had the house
Wait,
music running underneath my set last
Yes.
night in Tempe.
well, it
Um,
You
sounded
know he
better.
did that. You know he did that
oh
because I was singing with you. That's why he
man, a
did
lot. And even with my degraded hearing at this point, I was like, "What the heck am
Hey, let
I?
me tell you
What
something,
the
Glenn.
heck am I
Let,
hearing?"
let me tell you something, Glenn. I did it with two people. I thought I had brought the fader all the way down, but it was still at like two. And I think it was Jake, the new guy that was the
Oh yeah,
youth
yeah,
of the
the
that.
kid.
Oh,
city.
the
Yeah.
new
And he's
guy
just going
can't do that.
along, and I'm thinking, but he sounds great, but what am I hearing? This tiny little thing. And I go, oh my God. So I pull the fader all the way back, and his song even got better. And his father's out there filming him, and I'm going, oh man, they're gonna listen to this later
Oh
on.
well.
This is debut performance at the walk-in Wednesday
So,
open
so
mic.
Nancy, with all that said, maybe you want to go to Glenn's open mic and
Yeah, yeah. But
Glenn's is further away. You got to stay overnight.
this is
Mine
this
is
is true.
halfway.
This is
Mine's
true.
halfway between Glenn, and where you are. So you could
Well,
do both.
have a
we
good
could do both.
time. Have a good time at Doug and Barbara's thing on Friday because you talk about good sound and good sound people, just good people. The Yellow Rose is a real gem and a real resource, and that should be a really fun night. I was thinking about trying to make it over there. I might have a gig tomorrow night. I have to, like you. I've thank
Yeah.
God for a smartphone because
Yeah.
They're smarter
otherwise,
than you.
I don't think I'd be anywhere where I'm supposed to be when I'm supposed to be, or who the heck knows. But
Hey,
but thank you, Nancy, and good luck with all that.
one more thing before we go. I want to say the nicest thing about this whole podcast is getting a chance to have one-on-one communication with musicians that you happen to just cross paths with on a gig, and you really can't talk like this, even though you want
Hmm.
to. It gives us the opportunity. So thank you so much for sharing in the way that you did, the manner that you did. It's very compelling. We want to finish your book, and we want to see what's going to happen in the next one, and maybe a movie. Hey, maybe a movie. But
That would be wonderful. And I sure appreciate y'all for the invitation
you're
and
welcome.
for the great interview. It was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Thank
let
you,
them see you in
Nancy.
Casa Grande.
Blessings
Have
to
a
your
good
family.
day,
Okay, thank you.
That was nice.
That was
sweet
nice.
lady.
Yep, yep. One of the things that is interesting about all of these is when we come on and we know how everything's going to look behind us and around us, but when everybody else comes on, not only do you get a chance to see them, you get a chance to see them in their own environment, and
Hmm.
they're talking from their space that nobody ever get a chance to see them from. You
Yeah.
know, people are getting used to how cluttered my background is, and how
Mine's
cluttered
always
Glenn,
beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah,
how
Jamie Ray
cluttered
just
Glenn.
hides hers
Yeah,
altogether. That
Jamie.
means she hasn't had the vacuum cleaner out in about,
Right, and look,
4 or 5 years,
she's not fooling anybody with that
Yeah,
cloaking
we know.
device. Not a
We
bit.
and look at.
I don't.
See?
You know why I have the backgrounds? I don't want to distract from me.
Oh, oh, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. I'm not even gonna touch that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna leave it alone. Let it float out there. You know, I want to just say thank you to all our people, all the people that are out there that enjoy the podcast. It really means a lot to us, and this has
Yeah,
always been something that has been fun, and the whole vibe behind it is the simplicity of it. That's what we when Glenn and I started talking about this, or brought this up with Glenn. We really didn't want to work. We just wanted to do something about. I wanted to show what the music scene and culture is like in Arizona, and what I've experienced in my what being here since the '70s, and what has
That's
happened.
the
And
1870s. It's been a while.
well, if it wasn't for that wagon wheel breaking, I wouldn't have, I would have moved on to
he was
somewhere
here
else.
before the Oregon Trail.
Right? Shoot, man. Nobody knew about the Tempe Trail. I had to teach them something. Come on, Oregon
Walt
Trail.
was here with a Hohokam. I
Wait, no,
mean, we're
actually,
going
actually,
way back.
Oh my
wait.
God.
If you want to know the truth, I was the one that sold them the first piece of land that they had, okay? I broke it down.
See, he dug the canal,
No, I didn't dig it. I just had some people do it for me. It looked like I
supervised the
did because
digging of the
I was
canal.
I was standing there with a shovel
Hey,
when they took
you,
a picture,
little
you know?
deeper,
A little deeper. Yeah,
little
I
deeper,
that
little
that was
deeper,
me. That was my first song. A little
little
deeper. Dig
deeper,
a little deeper there, baby.
little deeper.
We'll have some water here someday,
Oh my
you
God.
know?
But you're right. Well, I mean, we it's funny how projects kind of take on a life of
Right.
their own, and this project certainly has. And we had a concept, and it's gone so far beyond because of the people that are willing to share their stories with us and their creative process and their experience. On a weekly basis, I just learn a ton. It's
Oh,
it's been
yeah.
phenomenal.
And you know what's neat is it just brings a conversation into light. We could all be sitting around a coffee shop and having the same
Hmm.
conversation and
Yeah.
feeling all the similar feelings, but being able to share it with, being able to share that, it brings out something in our humanity of how we're all connected. And I
Yeah.
think that's the way out of a lot of situations on the planet is by hearing our stories, and it does wonders for us when we find out that somebody else has a creative process just like me, or I don't have to have a schooling in this to do the next thing. I just have to have the drive and the desire to do it, and then follow through with it like that. And since we've been doing this right here, it's kind of like if you will, a production team has jumped on board and helped out with providing us with the next step. And the next step is not something that we've sat down and said, "Hey, what's the next step?" It just showed up, and we said, "Oh, sounds good, feels
Let's do
good.
it.
Let's do it."
Yeah.
And that feels good. And I think we need to know and understand that that's really how everything is working on the planet. It's just
Well, and this
some
is a lot like a coffee shop when I'm with you, Walt, because I'm buying my own coffee here. It's very, very similar to sitting in a coffee shop with Walter because I'm paying
well,
for I'm
you don't
paying
buy
for everything,
you don't buy me coffee.
Hell no, you can. Well,
Jamie Ray ain't even offered. She's all quiet and lying.
hey, let me tell you something about Jamie Ray. Now,
Okay.
Jamie Ray last night at your very open mic, Walter, where you had the background music going during our set when Jamie Ray and I
You
were
want to say that
singing.
one more time? The background music?
Walter, in his old doddering way, had the background music up while
Doddering.
Jamie Ray and I were singing. But prior to that,
It sounds
Jamie 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 Ray came in, and the very first thing she did when she came over to me after she hugged me, and it was a nice it was a all encompassing hug. It was a nice
It's a real.
hug, and there was a there was a
Careful.
kiss,
Careful.
no tongue,
Careful.
no tongue. But the next thing that she did was she had a big ass bag of Twizzlers and dropped them right in front of me, and she said, "Here you go.
Here's your plastic.
Here you go."
Here's your
Yeah,
plastic red plastic for the day.
there were a couple of nasty comments along
But
with.
see how nice I was, though, even though I don't like them and I think they're plastic. I was very
That
nice.
fits his
And get this,
personality.
she
It fits
brought-
his personality.
Well, we were saying my new nickname could be Twiz,
Twiz.
No, twisted.
Twisted Brother.
Put a past tense verb on that because you've been that way for a long time. Past
Forever,
tense,
really.
Adverb or whatever it is.
Twizzy.
man.
I like Twizzy.
Well, that's okay, but
Okay.
but she also brought her
That would be
own-
his first son.
That ship has sailed, Walter.
I know that ship has sailed.
Oh, that ship
There-
has
you-
sailed.
You never know. Somebody might walk up.
Oh no, I know.
23
believe
and
me.
me.
I know.
23 and me.
That ship has sailed. But she brought her own bag of red vines for herself.
Yeah. Well, that's what
You
you,
know?
do.
So
You-
but
you-
how many people came over and were eating those Twizzlers?
I don't know.
Many people.
Well, now wait a
Many.
minute.
Many.
People would have eaten the red vines, but maybe everybody doesn't know I'm a germaphobe, so I'm not going to let them touch my bag anyway. That's why I brought you your Twizzlers.
So
you
wait a
can
minute.
share
Wait,
with
back
the
up. Back up. If you're a germaphobe, why were you giving him that big ass hug he
Because I
described?
love Glenn. I love Glenn.
She makes me certify that I showered.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
I was smelling disinfectant in there last night. She
It was
sprayed
me.
on you first.
Yes,
She
I did.
bleached me.
She-
Most people walk through their perfume. I walk through the bleach and the
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
sanitizer.
She always has Clorox with her, just for
I
such
do.
an occasion.
Well, that's why you love our open mic night because we clean the mics every
Yeah, I
between
wouldn't.
every
Honest
performer.
to God, I know you do that, or I wouldn't have been on that mic last
Oh,
night.
seriously?
I know
And
you
I
do.
could tell,
I know.
I could tell you're like into, germy thing because you oftentimes smell like Clorox, but I thought it was maybe a new cologne that I wasn't aware of, like some
That's my cologne.
eau de
I wear
Clorox,
Clorox.
or
It's called Clorox.
yeah. Lovely.
Clorox.
See, we've learned even more, most of which you never wanted to know.
Yeah.
But
Fills in the details.
it does. It really it explains a lot, Walter, doesn't it?
It sure
Yes. But you know
love
what? I just want to tell you really quick. Live, Loud, and Local out in Florence. We have
Whoa.
Live on the Lawn, March 28th with 520 events. And White Winged Dove will be out there. I know tickets are still available, but they're limited. And you want to get out there because the Blindsiders are opening up for White Winged Dove. And it's going to be a great event. It's one of the last ones for the seasons because, it's going to be summertime.
I tend to like to show up after the opener.
Well, then you miss a lot. That's all I can say.
the tickets
You
are
miss
cheaper.
a lot. The tickets are cheaper.
Yeah.
White
I
Winged
didn't-
Dove is going to be a great. It's going to be a great show. Christine she's really good. It's going to be great, and the Blindsiders will be there to get the crowd riled up. So
Yeah, well, you always do. Live, Loud, and Local over in Tempe. We have the Reggae Fest that's happening
Yes.
at the Tempe Town Lake. That's going to start tomorrow, which is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And you just have a heavy lineup of heavy hitters. You got Steel Pulse, you got Stephen Marley, you got
Lovely.
Soja, you got Slightly Stupid, you got everything. You got except Glenn. So
Twizzler will be there as well.
Twizzler will be there. Okay, so the tickets for the premiere area are already gone, and so what you have left over is
Sitting next to me.
yes, next way
Yeah,
in the
premiere.
back.
Way back.
I'll be
Way
in the
back there.
premiere. I will wave to you, Glenn.
Way back.
He's too far up there. You can't
Yeah.
too far back. You can't wave. You
Well, I asked for comps, and they were like,
I'll send you
"What?"
those nice close-up pictures that I'm going to be taking.
yeah.
Uh,
So Pretty excited. I was through the area yesterday where they get it all fixed up and the stage is up and it's huge. The stage is
Mm.
it's going to be nice. It's going to be
Is
a
this
nice
just at
presentation.
the beach there at
Yeah, at the Tempe,
Tempe?
yeah, Tempe
Okay.
Town Lake. My only concern is all these acts coming into town, and we're going to be in a triple digit. So anybody that's got that stage after sundown, they're going to love their spot. But man, some of those bands that are out there
Hey,
early
it's
on, I'm not
tropical
saying
music, you
it's
know. I mean,
tropical
it's
music. Yeah,
they're
yep. Get
hot.
there early, and
All the
market shade.
dispensaries are going.
Mar-
Ooh, I like
yeah,
this festival.
Market shade. Market shade. Bring a big umbrella and charge people to stand up under you.
Yeah,
Stand
bring a
up under
hat.
with you.
Bring a
Bring
hat.
big hat. A big
Yeah.
hat.
Lots of
But
water.
and lots of water.
Stay
No, I
hydrated.
think they have water stations out there for people, keep them hydrated and everything. And they always have paramedics out at these emergency teams
Yep.
out there for people for that very reason. Because invariably somebody is in the state that has no idea how fast water can evaporate
Yeah.
from your body when you're in an area where it's hot, it's dry, and you don't really notice that you're sweating as much as
'Cause,
you
yeah,
really are.
that's when you get to go home in a helicopter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They'll
Well,
airlift you.
Oh,
that
they will.
Arizona sun is a lot different from the sun all over the
Yeah.
nation. It's
Right. Yep.
people don't get it until they get here.
Anyway, but it still brings us here.
So
Yeah.
What you got?
that's
What you got happening over there?
21, and 22
Yeah. Yeah.
at Tempe Town Lake
Yeah.
over. That
Yeah.
should be
What
fun.
you got, Glenn? What you got?
I want to mention something that's actually kind of happening in Jamie Ray's neck of the woods, just because I was talking with two folks that are really helping us out with this podcast, Emmett and James Madison, and they got their start actually singing and performing at Walt's Walk-In Wednesday, and despite that negative experience, they're still doing it. And this weekend they are at the Pinal County Fair, I do believe.
Yeah, they
And
are.
there's a lot of local music happening over there too this
Wait.
weekend.
What did you say? What kind of fair?
The Pinal
Oh,
County.
I
Pinal.
thought
That's
so.
Pinal.
He said he's from.
I'm from Boston.
Yeah, yeah,
I
can
wanted
tell.
to correct him, but I was waiting.
Pinal. Where's Pinal?
That's where the pine cones come from.
Yeah,
Isn't
the
that
Pinal
what-
County Fair is right now,
Yeah.
and it's a good one. We played there last year, and I think Emma and James are playing more than once, though. I think they
That's
have
cool.
a couple of days.
You haven't
Well,
been
they're great
invited back,
songwriters.
huh?
Oh, we got invited back, but I'm booked. I'm booked for 2 years, so they
Good.
they
Well,
got
she's
to me too
good.
late.
She's out of the way. Good.
That's
For
good.
2 years. That's good.
So-
I'll be at the
So-
Maricopa County Fair next month.
I will too. I'm gonna
Hey,
do that one this year.
Hey, Glenn, not to interrupt
Yeah.
your part of
Already
Live
did.
Loud and Local, but I am. The other night, I was at the chill room, and Lisa, the one of the woman that is wife of Sal,
She's the
who's
boss.
yeah, she's the boss. Exactly. Thank
We
you
know
very
how that
much.
works.
And Vince, her son, who is actually running the chill room, they brought me over and they said, "Come here, Walt. Look at this. Look what Jamie Ray did." And I
I
thought,
do.
"What did she do?" And
What did I
I
do?
open it up, and all the social media ad for the with the show in October or the
It's November.
in November for the Blindsiders, the anniversary and everything, all out there everywhere.
This is for the next one.
Yes, for the
Yeah.
next one. Yeah. And
It's like a
so
year
there's
away.
almost. And I said, yeah, I couldn't. They were all like, "Whoa, look at you do da, 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 da." And I'm like, "You don't know Jamie Ray? This. I saw this thing. You calling me over here to see something she posted about
Yeah.
something that's happening in November."
That's the stuff that I generally throw away as soon as I get.
I wonder why I don't hear from you. You just
I was going to say,
delete
I'm
me,
not
don't
going to
you?
have this. I'm going to keep this piece of paper for a year.
You know what?
That ain't going
It
to
was.
happen.
It
I'm
was
not
on.
going to even tell you till the last minute anyway, because I invite you to play for me, and then you change the time on me and tell me when you're going to be able to
Well, it's
make.
because someone offers me more money, and
Yeah, I
Hey,
don't
wait. Somebody offers you money.
money.
Period.
That's
yeah,
right.
any money.
That's right.
You're right.
Because I don't
Real,
offer you money.
no, real money. If they say,
No,
you know,
she's you're
dollar.
gonna walk away with a plastic bag of licorice at her gig. You can't pay rent with that. Maybe you can,
No.
but I couldn't.
And then she wants me to start planning it a year in advance. It's like,
Well,
Yeah.
okay. The chill room, and since we're talking about it, let's just plug it. Save that date.
Okay. Okay.
November 7th.
See,
The chill
my
room
phone
third
doesn't even go to
anniversary.
November. I
The
mean,
you
chill
don't even
room.
you don't even have
Tempe,
a phone.
Arizona.
oh, that's
Tempe,
right.
Arizona. We've got a third anniversary party. And let me just tell you, let me just give you, while we're on it, we might as well just go there because March 13th is the second annual Blindsider batch. March 13th, 2027. Save that date. Y'all know how much fun you had. So we've got the Chill Room anniversary party on November 7th and the Blindsiders bash at the Chill Room in Tempe on March 13th,
Is that
2027
2027?
for the
Okay.
bash. The
Okay.
November one is this year for the
Right.
Chill Room third anniversary party. Let's not get confused. And
Let's not
then
get
Friday nights, it's open mic at the Chill Room. I got that ad running too. So,
yeah.
you know,
That's the that's Glenn popped into the last one. I heard
he did.
rumor.
I
He was
did.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There was a
I
pop
missed.
in that happened, yes.
Yeah,
he was there.
I missed you because I came in there later on. I had a show.
But
I had a show
but I
too.
did
I was
reference
busy.
you when I went in there, Walter, because I said I want the ice cream that Walter usually gets. So they gave me this nice little scoop of chocolate ice
Yes,
cream
indeed.
and put just a little drizzle of like chocolate syrup on
Yes,
there,
indeed. Yes, indeed.
and so I
Yeah,
had the
you could.
Walter. If you ever go to the chill room, just ask them for the Walter special, and that's
Nice.
what you
Yep.
will more than likely that's what you will get.
That's what
Exactly.
you're gonna get. That's
If you
right.
ask for the Jamie Ray special, you'll just get a rasher of shit, basically. And
No,
that,
you'll get a business card.
oh yeah.
You will get a business card.
All right. Hey,
What you
well,
do with that card, I don't know, but you'll get one.
go. I can give you
I've
some
seen them in parking
suggestions.
lots.
She's got
Hey,
a
as long
picture of
as you
one
saw
in the
him, as
gutter.
long as you saw him.
Yeah. And she said, by the way, because I asked her this specifically last night when she was talking to me about her cards, which always seems to come up. She said, even if the card is laying in the gutter,
It's true.
the QR code will still work if you just point your phone at it down in the gutter.
It does.
You know what?
It does.
I saw that, and somebody did point their. It was a card in the parking
Yeah,
lot,
yeah.
and somebody went up there and they did that. They put their phone at it and hit the QR code, and they were abducted. They
They
disappeared.
were,
By alien, by
They
some
just
alien
disappeared.
force,
It's like they said click, boom,
they
and
were
they were gone.
sucked
oh,
up.
They were gone, man. And so be careful.
Yeah. Be
be
Okay,
very
careful
so
what you
careful.
wish for.
Jamie Ray,
What?
I have an answer for you. Your big
What?
question before the show rolling.
What?
I'm going to be in Albuquerque on from June 18th to June 24th, and the show that we're doing is actually going to be on the 21st
Sunday.
At the Fusion.
Okay,
It's
what?
called the Fusion Theater, and it's called the Cell at the. You see these laying down, right, laying around. Please do not scan them. You will disappear.
So, so
Okay.
the hit
I
show
just scanned it from here. So here's what. So it's in the gutter. Where? Where was this in the gutter?
this was in Florence for
In the
FloFest when
gutter.
I opened for Voyager.
In the gutter in Florence, and
The
you're
wind
in
blows that
Florence
far.
now, and here I am in North Phoenix, holding my phone up to your QR code in the gutter in Florence. It's like 6 times removed, and her face still popped up on my phone.
Is that
Told
right?
you.
Yeah,
Told you. What are you gonna do? I told you.
horrible.
That's why I'm booked for 2 years and getting paid, and
It's
you two
horrible.
aren't.
Well,
Let me quickly say what the heck is going on in this part of town.
which county jail are you booked in?
Ah! Well, she's got a jail right in her backyard. She doesn't even need to go
I do.
anywhere. You
I
do.
do.
That's
Yeah,
the,
I know.
that's the big house.
I'm
down
gonna
there
pull
in
some Johnny
Florence.
Cash concerts
The
out
big
there.
house.
Just watch and see.
Yeah,
That's not just jail. That's penitentiary.
that's
I know.
phew.
That's
Yeah.
Uber jail.
I
Yeah.
know. I hear the train a rolling.
That's
That's
uber
where I'm
jam.
going.
Yeah,
What do you got going on, Glenn?
absolutely nothing.
Mute Walt.
Mute Walt. I can mute myself.
So
That
you're
doesn't-
going to be playing at the Cell in Albuquerque. I will be there. Jeremy and I are going.
I'm
Okay,
looking
good.
forward to it. Actually, I'm going to be. This is going to be this very evening when we're recording, and the show usually doesn't, pop online. But I'm playing out in Surprise at Asante, and they have a really nice at the Asante Library out there. They've got a very nice series of roots in American music. So I'm going to be playing jazz with my friend Clydeen
Did you
tonight.
say you're going to surprise the people at the library?
In Surprise.
Oh,
They'll
okay.
be surprised.
It will be.
Did they
They'll
invite
be
you?
surprised. No,
Yeah.
that's why
Well,
they're going to be surprised.
Claudine, you and Claudine put on a great show.
Yeah, she is a magnificent singer, so much better than Jamie Ray. She's
Hey,
just.
I got lots of compliments last night singing.
You
with
did.
you,
You
so-
did.
You heard it from the horse's mouth.
Literally. You heard it from the horse's ass.
They probably thought I was the background music. They didn't even know. They thought that was good.
Well, they told me Glenn never sounded better.
Right?
See?
I
They say
heard
he-
that
That was
as
all
well.
me.
Did he
I
play?
heard it.
All me.
Did he bring backing tracks? Yep. You sure did. Wanted me to play him up for half of the song and then bring it down.
Because it was weird. We weren't playing anything reggae last night, Jamie Ray and I, but I had I wanted
Had
to,
the
for
feel.
some weird reason, I did this ska version of Come and Get Your Love by Redbone. And it worked. Somehow it just worked. But
I kept looking around for the other voices. I was
I
like,
know
what
it was
is
odd.
happening?
It was odd.
My apologies. My
this happens
apologies.
with old people.
I know.
But whatever.
What did he say?
It was fun. I don't know. But there's a new room, and it's been launched at Coyote Odie's out in Glendale, and it is the superb acoustics in this room are just wildly good. And there's an open mic happening there on, I think it's the first and third Thursdays of the month, and a showcase actually happening on the first and third Sundays of the month there. And the room just sounds phenomenal. It's nice in the West Valley there to have another place that's doing live local music, phenomenal.
Yeah.
And of course, open mics that I host on Monday night and on Tuesday night, enchiladas on Monday and Tuesday at
Year
North Mountain
round.
Brewing Company.
Year
Yeah, we
round.
don't take any time off at all. As some others do.
That's why they're so boring. You don't break it up. You gotta break it up.
This is a tough room. I'm telling you.
Tough.
This is a tough room, and I think I should at this particular point in time, despite
Well,
the fact
Jamie's
that
gone.
Jamie Ray
Jamie's
has
gone.
decided
She's
she's
gone,
going to
yeah.
do her vacuuming finally
Let's leave while she's gone.
while we can.
She can come back and oh my God.
Jeez.
Now look, see right here? See
That's
this
awful.
gentleman? That is the Florence mayor. He loves us.
All right.
Just telling you.
The mayor of Floor?
Florence,
Mayor? Oh, Florence.
out in Pinal County.
He loves them at Pinal County.
Pinal County?
At the Pinal County Jail.
Loves us. They love us.
I'm-
in
Who's that
Florence.
happy guy on the end right next to you?
That's Ken, my keyboard. Oh, right by me. That's the mayor.
No,
That's
I mean
the mayor.
up there behind you, right behind you, all
That's
happy,
the
smile.
mayor. That's
the
the
mayor?
mayor. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
He
okay.
loves the Blindsiders. I'm telling you.
Okay, yeah,
He
he
came out
does.
to see us. They love
Probably
us.
his
Yes,
last
he
term.
does. I like the way the light is hitting your hair there, Jamie Ray. What we got going on?
I don't know. It was blue.
Was that after the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Glenn Gardner.
Wait, who? What?
I'm Glenn Gardner.
Who
I'm
cares?
Jamie Ray.
And I forgot who I was for a minute and everything. I'm Walt Richardson. It's been a pleasure to be with all of you as always. And thank you for being here and sharing some time. Till we meet again, be good to yourselves. Take care of one another. Let's give peace a chance.